It's morphin' time. Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling Media. It's Wrestling Time Post Show, and for tonight, I will be reviewing both AEW Rampage and Friday Night Smackdown. But let's kick things off with AEW Rampage. Alright, so AEW Rampage kicked off with the Owen Hart Foundation tournament men's qualifier match. It was Adam Cole Bebe versus Tomohiro Ishii. I have to say, this is a good match. There was times where Adam Cole could not knock down Ishii, and at one point, both men went down. I really like the fact that Ishii did that power slam and that superplex to Adam Cole. But of course, in typical Adam Cole fashion, he ended up winning after he hit Ishii with the low blow, thanks to a distraction by Jay White. So it was a good match. Good way to kick off Rampage, I'd say that for sure. And then we get a backstage segment with Hook and Danhausen. Danhausen has been after Hook since he can't curse him. And Danhausen had like his bag of chips all spread out. I was like Lay's Classic. First of all, ew, Lay's Classic. No, I don't like Lay's Classic. Is not a good way to go. And Hook finally speaks his first words, and he says, "You wanted my attention," which I thought was so cool. So I'm actually really cannot wait for a match between Hook and Danhausen. I'm curious to see how that match is going to happen. Is Danhausen finally going to curse Hook? I just have to wait and see. All right, then we had a squash match. It was Lance Archer versus Serpentico. This was basically Lance Archer sending a message to Wardlow for their match on Dynamite on Wednesday. Of course, Lance Archer was victorious. Well, I mean, that's what it was supposed to be. You didn't expect Lance Archer to lose into Serpentico of all people, right? Then we had the incredible match between Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia. The Jericho Appreciation Society was banned from ringside. And not only were they banned from ringside, apparently they couldn't enter the building either because they tried to enter the building and they weren't allowed to enter the building, which I thought was so hilarious. All right, so Eddie Kingston dominated Daniel Garcia, at least in the first half of the match. But then Garcia was able to turn things around. He bit Eddie Kingston in the head. So, and then there was a knee across the back of the neck to Garcia. At one point, the ref had to remove Daniel Garcia from Eddie Kingston's side because he just would not let go. And then there was a spinning back fist that Eddie Kingston did to Garcia, which pretty much like did it for Garcia. Eddie Kingston was victorious, and he basically told Jericho that this was a direct message to him, which indeed it was. It's a good match. So then we got an interview with Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Keith Lee saying that he looked up to Taz, and Strickland uses a big word that he was taught by Keith Lee. He says that Hobbs' enjoyable match between Kingston and Garcia. I definitely do agree. It was definitely enjoyable between them. It was a lot better than I don't know if people thought it was going to be a terrible match, but it was still a good match. I thought it was good. I don't know how other people feel. So also, like I was saying, so Swerve and Strickland were getting into it, and they said that they may have won the battle, that Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs may have won the battle, but the war isn't over. And then it cuts to Ricky Starks on commentary, calling them a broke Keenan and Kel, which I thought was hilarious. And then in the main event, we get the TBS Championship match. It's Jade Cargill versus Marina Shafir. It's her undefeated streak. So, okay, up to this point, Jade Cargill is 29-0. Terrible match. Not when you have Kingston in it, when he's always entertaining. That's true. That's true. No, what I'm saying was, I don't know if people thought it wasn't going to be as good as it was. That's what I meant. So, the whole time leading up to this feud, Jade Cargill did not take Marina Shafir seriously. She was just like whatever about it, and they called Marina Shafir the problem, but Jade Cargill said that she's a problem in this division, and then Marina needs to solve it. So that was actually a good promo. I actually dug that. And I like how during the match, the baddie section is throwing popcorn at Marina. And then while Mark Sterling distracts the referee, the baddie section attacks Marina. Jade just carried Marina throughout that match. The crowd was dead. Yeah, I mean, it was Jade's Cargill's longest match to date. It really was. I like when Jade chokes on Marina on the timekeeper's table. And my favorite spot was actually the spot towards the end where Jade was pinning Marina Shafir, and she had her foot on Marina. Then Marina reversed that pin and turned it into an ankle lock. So it was a good match. I thought it was a good match between the two of them. But yeah, Michael 101 is definitely correct. Jade Cargill did carry Marina, because the last time Marina had a match, it was not a good match. It wasn't. But overall, there's not one thing I disliked about Rampage. I liked everything about tonight's Rampage. Top to bottom, the whole card, the segments, every match was good. You know what? I'm going to give Rampage a perfect 10. It's a 10, a Ty Dillinger, because there's not one thing I disliked. So, Rampage was a 7. Rampage was a 7-10 skip board down review. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. I'm going to review everyone's favorite show now, SmackDown. Friday night SmackDown. All right, let me just switch this. Alrighty. So SmackDown kicked off with an I Quit match contract signing between Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. And there was no contract because Adam Pearce's intern, Drew Gulak, forgot it. And he was going to do this really cool PowerPoint presentation on the rules of an I Quit match, which I'm kind of bummed we didn't get to see it, because I really wanted to see his PowerPoint presentation. I miss Drew Gulak's PowerPoint presentations. So Charlotte basically tells Drew Gulak that he needs to shut up and that she's going to explain the rules to the I Quit match. She says that there are no rules to an I Quit match. And she's wondering how she's going to make Ronda say I quit. Is it a big boot to the face, a submission hold? And then Charlotte brings up that she beat Ronda. She kept saying that. She says that she beat her at WrestleMania. And Ronda proceeds to say that Charlotte did tap. I mean, we all saw that. Charlotte did technically tap out while the ref was distracted. So, and then, of course, like any contract signing in WWE, or in wrestling in general, I should say, this ends in chaos. Charlotte flips the table, gets the candlestick. She attacks Ronda with it. Then Ronda proceeds to wreck Charlotte with it. Drew Gulak tries to intervene, and instead he gets beat down again. It's the second week poor Drew Gulak gets beat down, this time by Ronda Rousey, who signs the contract. I think it was stupid that Gulak wanted to show a PowerPoint presentation of the rules of an I Quit match when we all know what the rules are. 30 thinks of us fans stupid. Yeah, but I still wanted to see the PowerPoint presentation. Then we got Xavier Woods versus Butch, which wasn't a terrible match. I don't get why the New Day is technically still feuding with Fight Night. I don't get it. Was it not enough to injure Big E? So Butch was basically twisting Woods' fingers throughout this whole match. Sheamus and Rich Holland caused a distraction and allowed Butch to take advantage, but despite that distraction, Xavier Woods still won. Kofi Kingston still pushed his hat, which I thought was funny. And then Butch just attacked the security guard and went into the crowd. So I guess that's his gimmick. He gets mad and then just throws a temper tantrum and leaves. Then we had Gunther versus Teddy Goods, random jobber from Albany, New York. This was basically a squash match. What more do I need to say about this squash match? Showed off Gunther's strength. That's all this was. Pete Dunne, aka Butch, is 0-2 DOA from the beginning of his main roster call-up. It's sad. Yeah, definitely is. Then we get an RK Bro segment, which basically involves Drew McIntyre basically saying that anybody who signs up to Bloodline's BS is good in his book, and then Riddle signed up him and Randy to be Lumberjacks. So that's all for that segment. So I'm still confused as to why RK Bro is on SmackDown. Is the brand split ending? Is it reenacting the wild card rule here? Then last week we got Riddle versus Jimmy Uso. This week we got Riddle versus Jey Uso, which was not a bad match. I actually liked the match. Riddle, of course, was victorious in this match. So Roman was watching this match and he was not happy that his cousins lost this match. So before we move forward, somewhere after this, we got a Xia Li who says she's no longer a protector. She just protects herself. So let me get this straight. You do this whole thing of comic book segments about how she's a protector. She disappears. She comes back. Now she's a heel and says that she protects herself. Like, what's going on? Like, she doesn't appear on SmackDown for like weeks. I think it's been a month since she last appeared. And now you pretty much, changed the gimmick? Seriously? I bet you she doesn't show up next week. RK Bro was on SmackDown to generate interest in rating and Raw for ratings. Speaking of Raw, we found out Becky Lynch is returning to Raw after losing the title to Bianca, and we're celebrating 20 years of Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw. So next we get a segment with the SmackDown, well, actually I should say with the women's tag team champions. Let's see, Roman still doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania Backlash, and Xia Li just randomly a heel from a promo. Yep, pretty much. I guess we forgot that Roman did a little segment with Nakamura after the Usos injured Rick Boogs at WrestleMania. So, because we couldn't forget about that, right? So this segment, basically Naomi says that they are just getting started and that they've been dominating the tag team division. First of all, what tag team division is there? It's not much of a division if there's only two teams. Literally, it's Sasha Banks and Naomi, and then Shayna Baszler and Natty. I think if there's any tag titles that need to be unified, it should be the main roster tag team titles and the NXT women's tag team titles. NXT has the entire women's tag team division. Anywho, Sasha says that they are trailblazers, history makers. They sent Carmella packing on her honeymoon. Liv and Rhea self-destructed, and then Natty and Shayna came out. They basically say is Natty posting worst dance videos or cat videos. Shayna says that they're looking at the new tag team champs, and then she shoves Sasha Banks. This segment really didn't do anything for me. I mean, what am I supposed to think or say about this segment? I mean, Natty and Shayna Baszler were randomly thrown together. Poor Shayna Baszler. Has she even had a singles run? Actually, no, that's true. She has had a singles run. She feuded with Becky Lynch and lost. And now she's just been randomly in tag teams. First, she was in a tag team with Nia Jax, which I actually didn't mind. And now she's in another random tag team with Natty. Like, Natty switches square dancers, partners more than square dancers. Then we get Madcap Moss versus Angel Garza. I don't know why those Lotarios are facing Madcap Moss in singles one-on-one action where they're a tag team and they should be in the tag team division. Just when, where the hell are the Viking Raiders? So this wasn't a bad match. I've said it before. Madcap Moss is not a terrible wrestler. It's just his gimmick is not working for him. So after Madcap Moss wins this match, Baron Corbin comes, or I should say Happy Corbin comes on and attacks him. And he steals the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy, which Happy Corbin has won too in the past. Then we get a segment with Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, which I thought was hilarious. You guys can feel free to disagree with me. Sami Zayn says that he acknowledges Roman Reigns. And he went to Roman to inform him that McIntyre was cozying up to RK Bro. He says that people think he's afraid of McIntyre, and he's not. What is with Corbin stealing stuff? I don't know. So he says that he's not afraid of McIntyre. He wants the Bloodline's help. In exchange, he will help them, and he will be a valuable ally. I honestly thought this was so hilarious because, like, he was saying how he's a locker room leader and a master strategist because, you know, Roman Reigns has his own locker room. I personally did like this segment. I really did. It was hilarious. And Sami Zayn's just that good, you know? He's just that good. Then we get a Lacey Evans segment. Again, it's just her telling her childhood story. So, very good promo. Obviously, some people probably could identify with Lacey Evans and what she's telling in her upbringing. They called her the inspirational Lacey Evans. So, I wonder if that's going to be like her name coming back, the inspirational Lacey Evans. So, I actually dug it. I dug it. So I actually can't wait for her to come back. We need more women in the women's division. And then in the main event, it's a Lumberjack match. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Of course, the Usos come out to be Lumberjacks. Sami tries to leave, but the Lumberjacks stop him. And then Fight Night attack McIntyre. Usos attack Riddles. And then the Lumberjacks get into a brawl. And it's just this big chaos. McIntyre flies over the top rope and he takes out all the Lumberjacks. Sami Zayn ends up walking away. Sorry about that. And Adam Pearce comes out and says that next week we're going to get a steel cage match. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Then Drew McIntyre goes after Jinder Mahal. So first of all, this match, we don't even get a winner for this match. It basically, Sami Zayn takes off and that's it. Like, we don't have oh my god. Like, tonight's SmackDown was just, Michael 101 Fight Night and saying SmackDown was a 1 out of 10. Definitely was I don't even know what to give tonight's SmackDown. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. I mean, no, who am I kidding? It was bad. It was bad. I really like that Roman Reigns Sami Zayn segment though, and that Lacey Evans promo. Lumberjack match could have been fun, but of course they do. It has to find ways to ruin everything. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. And SmackDown, I don't know what's going on with SmackDown. Raw's been better than SmackDown, but you know but the one I have to say is one of my complaints is that Roman Reigns won the undisputed title. Well, he's not undisputed champion, I should say, and they haven't really done anything. He hasn't done anything. I don't even know he's wrestling at WrestleMania Backlash. He's just literally just been showing up and talking. What has he done? Like, nothing. It's been a dud so far. But with that being said, let me see. Raw was better, but God, SmackDown sucks. Definitely does. Definitely does. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow after Rebellion. So have a great night, you guys.